For the second part of the Harry Potter series of videos, we'll first be looking at mythical creatures. So, like centaurs and dragons come from Latin. A lot of animals from the Harry Potter series, well, creatures, I guess, come from Latin in one way or another. So, a lot of their names have to come from Latin. This is also true for just normal animals. A lot of animals are classified in Latin. So, so even animals that are named for something that sounds English in Harry Potter, a lot of times they come from Latin too, just because the English actually comes from the Latin. So, yeah, so like even like the Dementor. So even that's not like an animal or something that exists in the real world, but it comes from a Latin word. And knowing the Latin word actually, just like the spells, gives you some context to what the creature does or what it's about, what it is. So in the case of Dementor, it means to drive insane. So that's what the Dementors do. So there's a lot of things like that. So even outside of Harry Potter, that's true with a lot of animals. They have some part of their name or their scientific classification is very much associated with Latin. So next we have a bunch of characters. So like Albus Dumbledore, his first name Albus has to do for white, which makes sense. He's kind of like the all good character, like kind of like a pure character. So that's where his first name comes from. And a bunch of other characters that have like Lupin. Here's Lupin is a wolf, kind of werewolf kind of thing. So his name kind of fits that. So a lot of characters used that way. It's another way that J.K. Rowling uses, I guess, kind of makes hints at what characters are or what they do or just things in the book. There's a bunch of hints where if you know Latin while reading the book, you can kind of get some hints about some characters before you even find out. So, when you're reading the books, you find out, kind of assume that Dumbledore is a kind of pure character, all good, by his name, where it takes a while to find that out if you're just reading the books. So, and a lot of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff like that where knowing Latin kind of gives you a few hints here and there. It doesn't really spoil much, but you get the hints. So, we're moving on to. So, yeah. So there's so as I said before, there's a lot more that comes from Latin from the books. The things in this video, these videos are actually just a portion, the ones that are kind of most clear and most common, but there are tons of smaller examples, things that are not mentioned, or some things that are only mentioned in the books, not the movies, because there's a lot more in the books than the movies. So there's some stuff that's mentioned in the books, not really mentioned in the movies, that we didn't always include in here. So there's tons of examples of this. Something else I wanted to mention is that it kind of has a cool benefit of it where a lot of this stuff kind of sounds like a lot of names and spells, they all sound very like magical, when really they're just basically just Latin for the most part. So that's kind of a cool way that it's used in order to make something seem like kind of new and exciting, like magic or kind of these new creatures. It's kind of cool how Latin was used to do that, because it's still kind of, if you know Latin, it still expresses a meaning, like it still makes sense, but to those who don't know Latin, it just seems magical and kind of foreign, which I think is really cool. So thank you for watching these videos. We have more videos on the channel on vocab and gods and goddesses and all that fun stuff, so I encourage you to check them out. Thanks for watching.